Welcome to business news and other shit. What you talking about, Sam Prickett?
Jesus Christ. Hey, I'm on the podcast. It was great, man.
All right. We don't care how this podcast goes, right?
No, I don't care.
All right. We're letting that go. The most important thing everyone needs to know, number one, we got a badass dude, Jeff Badu, on the show today.
Yes, sir.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man. You got that soft, smooth voice. You got the cool-ass glasses. You want to know the opposite of you right now? Sam Prickett.
Yeah,
right?
I look like shit.
He's got some Ray-Bans.
I feel like shit. I look like shit.
That I think they're real. And then he's got a plate with some peanut butter.
Oh, I should probably put this.
Actually, let's show the camera that. All right. If you guys are listening, what I'm doing right now is holding up a plate to the camera with Sam eating it with peanut butter.
This is sad. This feels like this is bullying.
I do this. I'm bullying you.
You're bullying me. You're shaming me. You're class shaming me.
Here's what's funny, Jeff. I did the same thing about half an hour before Sam got here. And I was the one who told Sam, hey, there's peanut butter in the cabinet.
You very much.
And I was like, yo, go for that. Straight up protein, right?
Straight protein.
Yeah. To our listeners, if you ever need a quick shot of protein, you don't need a Snickers. You just need a shot of peanut butter.
Yeah, it's better. Less, garbage.
True.
Fructose, corn syrup.
Yeah, that's right. Jeff, a little quick intro about... So first of all, actually, let's do some plugs. Sam, do you have any shows coming up?
I don't know. I'll plug it at the end. I'll look in the thing.
Cool.
Yeah.
Jeff Badu, you are a man who owns a business. We need to definitely plug that business's website, but also your personal stuff.
Yes, sir.
Give us a little plug. What is the name of your business and where can we find it?
Yeah, so my primary business is Badu Tax Services, LLC. You can find it at badutaxservices.com. And we basically do tax preparation, planning, and representation for individuals and businesses across all 50 states in the U.S.
All right. So you will...
I understood about like 3 words in that.
What he just said?
Yeah.
Because of the complicated nature of what he's saying?
Yeah, I think is what I said.
What I understood was if people got to do their taxes or companies got to do their taxes,
exactly,
they come to you.
That is true.
That makes more sense.
They'll just be like, you'll be like, yo, give me your receipts and expenses and I got you. Or your sales. And then, or income.
Should I keep my receipts? I'm sorry to cut you off. Is that a important thing?
Yeah, you should always keep your receipts for sure.
Now, even if it's like for a personal, like for an individual?
No, not for personal. I mean, strictly business stuff.
Oh, business stuff.
Yeah, personal. I had a friend once who will go unnamed who keeps a lot of receipts all the time. And his wife gives him hell about it. Like he's got CVS receipts like jammed in his pockets and wallets and shit everywhere.
There's no order to it.
None. And so his wife called him out. She's like, "What is wrong with you?" And he told me the story. He's like, "Yo, once I was at Lollapalooza, and I had to take a nasty shit."
Oh, jeez.
I know. And he's like, I'm at Lollapalooza, and I'm in the middle listening to like Green Day. And the porta potties are like several hundred feet away. He could see the blue ones from a distance. And he looks at him. He's like, I don't make it.
Like a mirage on the horizon.
Yeah. It was one of those.
Through a porta pottyless desert for 7 days.
He basically was like Moses. Exactly.
Yeah.
And so the dude's like, yo, I'm going to make a run for it. And so he just starts running through the crowd. Like,
chariots
dodging,
of fire.
Yeah, chariots of fire. Dodging left and right, And he finally makes it to the porta potty, and it's locked. And he runs to the next one, and it's open. And he gets in and does his duty. Right? He's like, thank God, I almost shat my pants. And he looks over to grab some toilet paper, and there's none there. And that's when he decided to pull out all the receipts that he carries.
Wait, so he didn't have the receipts that time?
No, he had the receipts on him. He always has the receipts.
But you said that's why he started carrying the receipts.
No. And so he ended up wiping with the receipts.
Yeah.
And he's like, yo.
I'd use a CVS
the CVS one, right?
Because they're so long.
Oh.
You can fold it over.
I thought they're a pharmacy. I thought that's why.
No, because
sanitation.
You've got a CVS?
Yeah.
Those receipts this sounds like a Seinfeld bit. CVS receipts? Or so? I don't know.
Have you ever been?
They're very long, though.
Yeah. So he's like, yo, it saved me that time. Why would I ever stop my habit?
Yeah.
And his wife hates him.
It's like those dudes that like, that like went out to smoke a cigarette, like that worked at like the Twin Towers on September. And they're like, now I can never quit smoking.
Right, because it saved my life.
Saved my life.
So Jeff, you do tax. You do taxes for individuals and for businesses, but in addition, you do tax strategy.
Yes.
Where
correct.
you will sit down with someone and be like, all right, here's all the shit you got going on. If you do this, this, and that, we're about to save you several $1,000s, maybe hundreds of $1,000s per year.
That is correct.
And then you also do tax representation. So IRS comes knocking on your door. They want to do, they want to put a probe up your ass. It's like, yo, I got to call Jeff Badu and get this probe out.
Yeah, that's true.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you get it now? And then what about personally, we spoke before you jumped on here. You also do financial literacy.
Yeah, I do a lot of financial literacy across the country.
Do you go to like grade schools, high schools, or where do you go?
Yeah, all across grade levels, all across age levels.
Beautiful.
High schools, even homeless shelters, basically anyone who needs financial literacy.
Do you do regular literacy? Because I don't know how to read.
No, strictly money.
Okay.
No. Oh, man.
Like this is a $1 bill. This is a $5 bill. This is a... I get what it is. It's all right.
You're going to be okay, Sam.
Yeah, I think so.
He's literate. So cool. And so where can people get, like, if somebody wanted to bring you to their school or something, where can they find that out?
Yeah, it's real simple. You just go to my website, jeffbadu.com.
Boom.
jeffbadu.com, and you can find all the resources as well as make any requests that's necessary.
Now, one of my favorite things, this is the last thing I'll say about you, Jeff. One of the favorite things that came across, right, that was so interesting was this headline about you in the newspaper, former gang member,
Yep.
right, turns into a millionaire at 26 years old.
Yeah, that's correct.
I was like, damn, I got to hear that story. So
Yeah.
we're going to hear it. We're going to hear it.
Yeah, I
Is that
mean
how you
that
set it
story
up?
we basically like cut it a lot out of it just because a lot of people would tend to take away the purpose of the whole story was financial literacy.
Yep.
And it was so, it was basically, when people hear headlines, they tend to only focus on a headline.
Yes, sir.
Without actually reading what actually the story is about. But basically,
Yeah, that's a real problem, right? And everyone's taking everything out of context now. And it's why everything.
Yeah, exactly. So basically, it's a purpose to promote financial literacy in the communities. That's all it really is meant to do.
I mean, look, that actually might work, right? If you get people who are in less privileged communities reading that headline, they're going to click and be like, who's this dude?
Right.
And so if that gets you into the door teaching all these human beings, yes, headline away.
Yeah, for sure.
Would you agree with that, Sam?
Yeah. You kind of
Good use of clickbait.
Sure, for some, yeah. And now, like, this man, shoved a watermelon up his ass. Can you believe, what happened next?
Those
like
are the usual ones I click on.
Yeah, and like, hey, this guy is trying to like actually help people.
Yeah.
That's what it should have been the headline. Hey, there's a guy. He's trying to help people.
No one would click on that. No one would click on that.
Yeah.
All right, so let's talk about what we're going to talk about today. So stocks have been down the last 5 sessions despite the big news that the Fed cut interest rates. That's all I've been talking about for weeks is the Fed's going to cut rates as Sam takes a swig of his peanut butter. So why would stocks be going down so much this whole damn week? We're going to talk about that. Then we're going to get to a couple questions. I posted some questions on social media. I posted some things on social media and got some questions back. We'll get some answers to those. One of them is a tax question.
Awesome.
Yeah, I mentioned that Jeff Badu is going to be on the podcast, so we got a tax question. And then finally, we'll get to you, Jeff. We will talk about your amazing story.
Yeah, for sure.
Let's get into it. So stocks were down 5 sessions in a row. Every day stocks were down, which was weird because on Monday, Tuesday, leading up to the Wednesday interest rate cut, stocks are going down. I was like, why are they going down? And then the day they cut rates and 2 days after, they kept going down. So does that mean you should stop investing? Does that mean you should be worried? Does that mean anything? Do you follow the stock market much, Jeff?
Yeah, every day.
Oh, you do?
Yeah.
Okay, now what I understood from you is you're more a real estate guy. Why do you follow the stock market?
I mean, basically, that's... I feel like every market follows the stock market in a way. And that's where I started investing was through stocks.
I got you. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, you're basically saying like stock market is so central that even the real estate market or gold market or oil market are watching stocks to see where they're going.
Yeah, for
Smart,
sure.
man. How old are you now, Jeff?
26.
You're 26 now?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Dude, I thought you were like, that was like, that story was like from few years ago, like you're 30 now.
No,
That's
not at all.
incredible.
How old are you, Sam?
It doesn't matter.
What you done?
Nothing.
Keep that out, please. Damn. Amazing story, bro. I can't wait to get to it. Should we just drop all this shit and go straight to Jeff?
Yes.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, all right, we'll go through it quickly. So the Fed, the Federal Reserve Bank of the United States of America, cut interest rates. And what I always emphasize on this podcast, Jeff and Sam, is how important interest rates are to our economy. The president actually is not that important, in my opinion, to the economy. Technological innovation, super important, right? Internet gets invented, blockchain gets invented. That has a huge impact on the world and the stock markets and the economy. Global economy, right? China, Brazil, Russia. You got chair issues?
Yeah, I had a chair problem.
You'll fix it. China, Russia.
It's better.
All these, Brazil, all these countries, India, they have a big impact on the global economy. Of course, the global economy has a big impact on the American economy. As China or Japan goes down, we definitely go down because we're just so linked these days. So that's a huge impact on the economy, our economy. The third thing.
So you're telling me it's an ecosystem and everything affects everything else?
Yes. You sound like you sound like an economist right now.
Yeah, I was trying to be like one of those guys. You know,
Professor,
one of those guys.
Professor Prickett.
Uh-huh.
So the third thing, besides the technology and global economy that affects our economy and stock market, in my opinion, is interest rates. Right? The president and all of that comes like a little bit lower. Or to the extent that they can impact global economy, that's how policy or politics comes into play. But that's the third thing is interest rates. Interest rates affect our mortgage rates, the cost we spend on our homes, the cost of our cars, anything we buy, student loans. It just has a huge impact. Whether you're paying 5% on your student loans or 2%, like cuts your payment in half. So interest rates are huge. You're good. Interest rates are huge. And the Fed lowered interest rates, making everything cheaper. So you'd think like, oh, stocks would go up, right? Wouldn't you? As a real estate guy, Jeff, have you been paying attention to interest rates?
Yeah, I pay attention all the time.
All the time, the interest rates. There you go. So are you surprised that they cut interest rates?
No, not at all. I mean, I think it was, they basically were increasing too fast. So they.
Oh, you think so?
They were forced to basically cut rates for sure.
Okay. I disagree. I felt like this economy has been booming for 10 straight years. Mm-hmm. And what they're trying to do is keep that boom going for even longer.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I just think that the way interest rates work, they're not like a solution or a fundamental solution to improving an economy. They're just like Advil. They just help you for a few hours. Mm-hmm. And so my worry is interest rates, as they cut them to try and boost the economy, they're just inflating a bubble and pumping morphine into the drug-induced American economy. And if you get hooked on drugs, it's not a good situation. And I think our economy, sadly, this is my opinion, is hooked on drugs.
Everyone's a drug addict.
Was it?
Everyone's a drug addict.
In America?
On some level, yeah. And with anything, everyone has addictions, part of your thing, I think, I mean, like social media now is probably the biggest one.
Absolutely.
Got that, what is that? Some opioid epidemic. Big. That's real popular. It's a real fad now.
Yeah, opioids are huge.
Yeah, it's like the new fidget spinners, I think, is Oxycontin.
Yeah, well, it's not even new. It's been going for several years. Yeah. So I think for our economy, it's interest rates getting lowered. Now, here's the thing. Why do rates go? So you'd think stocks and everybody would be excited about, hey, interest rates going down. Yeah, let's borrow more money and make more money. But here's the funny thing. The Fed president, when he came out and said that, he said this is a, quote unquote, he used these words, a mid-cycle adjustment. All right, everyone was hoping this guy to come out and say, yeah, we're going to keep lowering rates as long as the economy feels like it's slowing down. But instead he said, it's a mid-cycle adjustment. We're just doing a quick adjustment in the middle of the economic cycle. And so everyone was like, WTF, Jerome Powell, he's the Fed president. They're like, what are you doing, man? Like, no, we want you to keep lowering rates because we want more drugs. We're addicted.
To money?
Pretty much. Lowering interest rates gets all of us more money.
Who's all of, like us?
I mean, maybe a little might trickle down to you, but not much.
Yeah. Trickle down economics. Reagan. Love Reagan.
No, you don't.
I love Nancy Reagan.
Did you hear about that Reagan
I don't.
thing
You
that
know what
came
I
out?
would have done to Nancy Reagan?
What?
Shake her hand because I respect women.
You know, there's this thing that came out about Reagan recently. He was on the phone with Nixon when Reagan was governor of California, and he said some really racist stuff.
That surprises me.
Can you believe it?
Wow.
Couldn't believe it. So anyway, so everyone was upset, and so they're like, well, I guess stocks shouldn't be necessarily going up that much, and so the stock market sold off. That's kind of what happened. What do you think of that, Jeff? Any thoughts?
I mean, basically, there's really two factors that are affecting the stock market right now. It's interest rates and also the trade wars. That's really what made the stock prices go lower, not even the interest rates.
Yep. Interest rates was just one of the days. Exactly. So yeah, boom. That's what I was about to say. Is the following 2 days, Thursday and Friday, it was the trade war kicked up again. We had another like missile launch from China to the U.S. and U.S. to China. Trump announced new tariffs on Chinese goods. 10% tariff on $300 billion on September 1st. Man, you're shaking your head already. I mean, check. Now, here's the thing. All the tariffs that all the taxes on Chinese goods that Americans have to pay, these are taxes we pay on Chinese imports. All of those were on business goods before. These $300 billion he just announced, consumer goods. Let the games begin, y'all. We're all about to start feeling this. Like that Fiji water you're drinking, if it came from China, you'd have to pay a big tax on it.
I think it comes from Fiji.
That's my guess, too. You never know, though. Chinese make everything.
Yeah.
iPhones. For sure, we're going to have to start paying a tax on iPhones, a tariff, 10% tariff. So we're about to feel this. Why did this happen? Now, what's funny is the Treasury Secretary, Steve Mnuchin, this dude went to China to try and on Monday to try and figure out all right, let's finalize this trade war so we can get back to business. And that meeting, when you have to break up with someone and you take them to maybe okay, so we're three guys here. If you break up with your girl and you take us to the Cheesecake Factory or something.
Okay. Is that your go-to?
Everyone.
So
ever
she
had.
can immediately start eating her feelings. You just
Usually be like a crazy ex, and so basically this meeting that Steve Mnuchin had with China was basically as good as a breakup with your crazy ex would go at Cheesecake Factory.
I don't think I understand the metaphor, but I'm sure other people do.
It didn't go very well. Just breaking up with an ex at Cheesecake Factory is not going to go very well.
Yeah. It seems like a fine place to do it. What's a better place to do it? Just in an alley?
An escape room.
That's funny. Yeah. And then you're like, we got to work together. And they're like, see, this is why the relationship didn't work out because we don't cooperate as a team. It really brings out
the truth. The truth all comes out in an escape room. All right. So meeting went really bad. And that's when Trump was like, yo, 10% tariffs, boom. And the markets just went bananas. They're like, what? We don't need this shit. So that is not a good situation. We got this trade war, and that's why stocks, in addition to the Fed interest rate cuts, or the Fed comments, that's why stocks have been down the last 5 sessions. Not a good situation, right, guys?
No.
Nope.
I'm pissed. I'm furious. Boy, I'd love to fight Dr. Stocks.
Dr. Stocks.
Yeah.
Mr. Market. That's another way to call him. Mr. Market. So, which I think...
Dow and Jones sounds like a law firm.
Dow and Jones? Get you out of whatever lawsuit you're in, Sam.
Yeah, I'm getting sued left and right these days.
All your stage material. So yeah, that's kind of what's up with the stock market. Now there's this other thing. So by the way, when the Fed president Jerome Powell said mid-cycle adjustment, President Trump came out and ripped on the guy. He's just like, Jerome Powell. Let me try and do it. Jerome Powell let us
it's
down.
Like if he smoked for 40 years.
I know.
Jerome.
Sam Prickett, when's your next show?
That
Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
He said, Jerome Powell let us down. Jerome Powell let us down. So he's ripping on the guy he nominated to run the Fed. And it was just not cool, man. It's like ripping on the dude publicly. But whatever. It's Trump. You know, that's how he rolls. And so, you know, that didn't help the situation either. I think what Trump wants when he says that, he wants lower rates because one of his big jobs is to borrow more money from the world, from Americans, from non-Americans, borrow more money to fund our government. Like, we are in such a big deficit. We spend more than we take in taxes, right? You pay taxes, Sam. Jeff Badu runs a tax company. I pay taxes, but all our taxes aren't enough to cover the U.S. government's expenses, especially like defense. And so he wants rates to be lower so that he can keep borrowing money at super low interest rates. Mm-hmm. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so
is that what they're calling? Is that what Trump's calling the wall he wants to build now?
What?
Defense.
That's
a bad show.
Whatever happened to the wall? It's no longer being built.
I don't think it was ever being built, was it?
I felt like they put up some stuff and he was trying to show it off.
Yeah, they put up a sign.
Put up a sign? What did the sign say? Did you see that for real?
New attraction coming soon.
No wall coming.
No wall coming.
Yeah, it's just a frowny face.
And then they shut down the government.
Yeah, it's just a dude with a poncho going,
shut down the gun. All right, so what was announced this week that's under the radar that no one saw is that we're going to be borrowing in 2019 $1 trillion to fund our government. We're gonna basically charge the U.S. taxpayer American Express $1 trillion. That's what we're doing. We're charging the credit card $1 trillion. And of course, man, you know, when I do
to be over the max limit, right? Oh fuck, what's the
debt ceiling?
No, yeah, but what's the I don't have a credit card. What's the thing that like, oh, you have a
credit limit?
Is that what it is?
Yeah, it's called a credit limit.
Yeah, anyway, it didn't work. I'm sorry.
That's all good. So yeah, can you? I mean, and no one's even talking. It barely made a headline on the Wall Street Journal. I'm like, what? This is huge news. Like, we haven't borrowed $1 trillion in a year. The total deficit right now.
Who has $1 trillion? Does this company have $1 trillion? Wait, what credit card company? One credit card?
No. The United States.
It Visa?
The United States government.
Yeah.
Is borrowing $1 trillion from whoever will lend us.
Yeah.
$1 trillion.
Big number.
Was it like 6 million or
$1 trillion?
I'm joking.
$1 trillion. And so now that's just 2019. Cumulatively, if you add up all the debt we have outstanding, $23 trillion when all is said and done.
Man. Yeah.
We are borrowing.
Are we screwed? Is this the end?
I mean,
are we watching the end?
I don't think the end comes that quick, but we're watching some sort of process.
T.S. Eliot. Yeah. Not with a bang, but
foreshadowing.
With a yeah.
That's good. I didn't know that quote. Mm-hmm. So, you know, you and I, when we borrow on a credit card, we pay 20%, right? The U.S. government, because of how badass our defense and military is, we pay like 2%. Trump wants it to go lower. He wants it to go like 0%. He wants to borrow money and not pay any expense. So I think that's why he's kind of ripping on Jerome Powell. But the big news there is like, yo, how are we going to dig out of almost $25 trillion deficit? That is not a good situation. I think that's
Is there any country that's not in debt?
Mm-hmm. The Norways, the Swedens, the Denmarks. I believe those guys are running a positive surplus.
Nice.
No deficit.
How? They're making a lot of cuckoo clocks? What do they do over there? How do they make money? I
mean, they do have a lot of oil, natural resources.
Oh, okay.
But Saudi has natural resources.
Kind of hot professionally. It's a country of models.
Maybe.
Yeah.
But no, they're also like really organized. Like they got IKEA. Like they're just super organized people. Mm-hmm. You know?
Yeah.
They got their shit down. We don't know what we're doing.
Cool. Anyway, I'm sorry to derail you.
Not a derailment. This is I'm making this into be like a lecture. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be a lecture.
No, I want to learn.
I'm glad you're jumping in.
Professor Abdullah.
Yo, right now Jeff looks like the professor, man. He's rocking the blazer, the glasses, financial literacy. It's our guy right here.
Yeah. Cool.
So yeah, we're borrowing $1 trillion. So like, yo, there's so many downside risks to our economy. Like I'd be scared. Like in general, I would probably be scared to invest in the stock market. But in this country, I'm okay with it. So like rates aren't going much lower according to Jerome Powell. He's saying this is just a mid-cycle adjustment. Tech companies are getting reamed in Congress. Congress does not like Facebook, Google, Amazon right now these days. And then we're having big trade problems with China. I'd be like, yo, these are 3 huge problems. Do not buy stocks. However, this is Washington, friends.
I was going to ask why does Congress not like social media platforms?
They feel like, I mean, there's a couple of reasons. But one of the main ones is privacy. Social media companies have all this power with all this information, and Russia and their memes are always getting access to all information.
Okay, yeah.
And even Trump, right? Trump was able to use Cambridge Analytica to design his campaign in a way to benefit. And so that's one part of it. The second part of it is monopoly. They feel like Facebook bought up all these social media competitors so that no one could compete with Facebook. Right? They own. What's that?
I don't blame them.
Who, Facebook?
Yeah.
To buy all that?
Yeah. I mean, if you can take over the world, why not?
Why not? I mean, I don't know, man. Like I feel like they're damaging human beings.
Ominous. Yeah, but I mean, if you're the guy, you know, you really can't. Yeah.
He's almost like the Green Goblin or like some sort of like robotic evil.
Zuckerberg?
Yeah.
Yeah, he sounds like like a robot. Just his name.
I am Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah.
I have a microchip in my glute ass. I have no idea what I'm saying.
That's a pretty good one.
I have no idea what I'm saying.
That's crazy. So what do they buy up again? I'm sorry. I was
WhatsApp.
Okay, yeah.
Messenger.
iPhone Messenger?
No, just Messenger. The one, the platform.
Facebook Messenger.
Facebook Messenger.
Oh, yeah. They bought Facebook.
Actually, I don't know if they bought it or created it. I don't know if they bought it or created it. I think they might have bought it. I don't know. But they did buy Instagram, of course.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and then...
Recently?
No, several years
ago. A while ago.
Oh. And then what's the fourth one Facebook has? And well, Facebook itself. So there's Facebook, Instagram, Messenger, WhatsApp. And something like, I forget the huge percentage, I think 80% of people are on those platforms using social media. So they basically are owning all the social media.
Terrifying.
Terrible for consumers. Terrible. Right? So with technology companies having a question mark around them, rates aren't going much lower. All these China trade problems, I'd be like, yo, stocks are not going to do great. But this is Washington, people. The only thing Democrats and Republicans always agree on is how do we get the stock market to keep going up? That's the one thing. The moment in the financial crisis, I remember in 2008, I was watching C-SPAN. The Dow Jones had just fallen 777 points because the House did not approve the bank bailout. All right? And then the stock market crashed, and it kept going down until the House voted again a few days later. I think it was like September 29th. And then, I remember we were all watching on the JP Morgan trading floor. We're watching TV, like every House representative click in their vote. And we're like, if this doesn't pass, this shit feels like it's over. Mm-hmm. It's going to fail twice in a row. We need this, $1 trillion bank bailout. It was called TARP. And it passed, right? It passed it was a George Bush presidency, but the Democrats came on board because it's like the one thing they'll all agree on is getting the stock markets keep going up. Mm-hmm. So despite all this shit, like I'm of the attitude, always in a disciplined way, invest your money every week. That's why you're here in America. There's a lot of ways to make passive income. The number one way is the stock market or real estate market. The easiest way is stock market, a lot less brain damage. But know that with all this shit on the horizon, this is one thing everyone agrees on: the stock market going up. You agree with that, Jeff?
Yes, sir.
Bam.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I agree wholeheartely.
What do you think of that?
I think you're dropping some truth on us. I think you're a beautiful man.
Thank you.
And
Sam, stop it.
I think I'm off today. I'm sorry, guys. This is a bad one.
Needed more improv games.
I think I overloaded. Yeah.
Enjoy
Interesting though.
No, so yeah. So any would you add anything to any of that I said, Jeff? Would you keep investing in the stock market despite some of these ominous things on the horizon?
Yeah, I mean, I would look at it from a long-term standpoint. That stock prices have gone up over time. So it's something that happens occasionally. So I wouldn't necessarily be scared or panic because over time, stock prices go up.
Well said. Full agreement. Over 100 years, we've had stock markets going up about 10% per year on average.
Yes, sir.
Which means every 7 years, your money's doubling.
Oh, yeah.
Every 14 years, your money's quadrupling.
Yep.
So if you put whatever, 100 grand today or 10 grand in the market today, on average, in 14 years, 2033, you'll have 4 times your money, $40,000.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I need to, I should start doing that.
Come
I'm
on
lazy.
in. We're waiting for you. You're in America. You're a white guy. You should definitely be in the stock market.
Yeah. Is that the qualifications? Excuse me. Hey, you're a white man. Come on, you got.
We're waiting for you.
Have $1 million show up to New York. Like, what? Why you come in here? You work for us.
You were born to be here.
Yeah.
All right, let's get some questions from the audience. All right. So one dude asked, and this is great because you're a tax dude. One dude asked, Jeff, what are the tax implications of selling stocks that you bought in the same year? So if you buy stocks January 1st, let's say you bought some Amazon on January 1st and you made a bunch of money on it. By December 31st, if you sell it on December 31st, you'll pay a certain tax on that, right?
Correct.
Do you know what that tax would be?
Yeah, it's the short-term capital gains rates, which is your ordinary income tax rate.
Short-term capital gains rate, which is your ordinary. So, all right. So short-term capital gain. So let's say he pays 35% in taxes.
Right.
Is that what on his regular W-2 wages?
Exactly.
He'll pay 35% on that.
Correct.
On those winnings.
Yep.
What if he waits a day or two?
So if he waits till January 2nd of the next year, then he pays long-term capital gains taxes, which are 0 to 20%.
No shit. 0 to 20?
Yeah.
How can it be 0? What does it depend on?
I mean, it depends on the tax bracket you're in. So
Okay.
if you're in the 10%, you pay 0%. If you're in the 15%, you pay 0%. If he's in the 35%, he's probably paying 15%.
15%.
Yeah.
And if you're higher than 35, you pay 20%.
Correct.
Yeah, I don't know if people understood that, but basically, if you wait just a couple days, you can save quite a bit on taxes.
Which actually happened to me when I bought my first condo. I literally had to wait the next day, and they were getting on me about closing that day, and I was like, no, I gotta wait.
Damn. So you wanted to wait till it was more than 365 days?
Yeah, I was like, hey, I can wait a day to close. I mean, so I waited a day, and I sold the stock, and
But it was a condo, you said.
Yeah, it was a condo.
So this is true not just for stocks, but for any assets you might own.
So no, I sold a stock in order to buy a condo.
Oh, I got you. Mm-hmm. So you waited the full year. Okay, cool. Makes sense.
And keep in mind, it's over 1 year.
Over 1 year. So 365 is not enough. You got to hold it for 366 or more.
365, yep.
Yeah, got
What
it.
about a leap year?
Yeah, that's a great question. They do honor the 365, even in leap years.
So wait, a leap year, does that mean you only have 364 days that year?
Yep.
So what do you mean they honor it? Would you?
I believe 366.
No, yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's
366.
it's 1 extra day is added.
Meaning the
You
rules
confuse
follow. They don't follow leap year rules. They basically follow regular.
365. Gotcha. Sam, you will be using that information soon, I'm sure,
That's
right?
a real leap hole.
Didn't get it.
Like loophole.
Oh, loophole.
You're really not supporting me.
I'm trying.
Amr.
I'm trying.
I mean, I'm not leaving enough to be, supported.
True.
This is a sand base.
First of all, leap hole is not your best material. And second of all, hey man, you can't bat 1,000.
Are you kidding me?
You can't bat 1,000, right? The best batters bat 330, 340, 350. You can't bat 1,000.
Yeah.
All right. So next question: should we be buying gold in anticipation of a downturn or a recession? You guys have any opinion on that?
Yeah, I mean, normally gold. I mean, they say it's not really true, but gold tends to move opposite of stock market prices. So usually you buy, I think it's a good idea to hold gold anyway. And if the stock market is down, then you sell. The stock market is up, then you buy more. But, you know, according to sources, that's not actually true. So.
Oh, is that right? Yeah, I think it's a tricky one. You have an opinion on gold, Sam?
It's shiny. It's heavy apparently.
Yeah.
I don't think I have
Looks good around your neck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like a gold choker.
Yeah, you'd look great in gold
It
choker.
is pretty heavy though. Gold
That's
brick
a
is
heavy-
definitely pretty heavy.
Do either of you wear gold on your body, on your
I
person?
used to, but
yeah?
not anymore. No.
Are those your gang days?
I mean, that's I used to wear gold, but not
anymore. All right, cool. Yeah, I have never really worn gold. But so yeah, you're right, Jeff. I mean, the idea is if the stock market's crashing, you know, let's go to something that we know will hold value, which is gold, right? Over eons, over thousands of years, since the beginning of time, gold has been an important metal in commerce, in general, in jewelry. And so people are like, yeah, well, if stocks aren't going to be good and companies aren't doing well, I want my money to hold some value. I'm going to buy me some gold instead of holding it in cash or stocks. So yeah, I mean, yes, you should have some gold if you really believe there's a downturn coming. However, do not have like, I don't know, if it were me, man, I have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5% max of my portfolio. So if I had $100,000 in assets, I'd put like up to 5,000 in gold. I wouldn't put much more. If I know we're going to a recession, I really believe it deep in my heart, I'd go a little bit more, but not much more.
Yeah.
All right, last question. How do we balance our thirst for constantly new technology against our fear of our privacy being invaded and monetized?
You drop out of society entirely and go live in a cave on top of a mountain and let maggots eat you. Yeah.
And let maggots eat you, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, someone should benefit from you. Let the maggots.
Yeah. Give your life up.
Mm-hmm. And if the maggots don't like you, tough shit, maggots.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So this is, I mean, I don't know. This is, let me think if this is an investment question. I guess it is in a way. Like, it's like, should we keep investing in Elon and all these other people to keep going with technology? Go, Google, you know, Facebook, more. When we're like compromising our privacy, it's getting invaded, and they're monetizing it. They're making millions and billions of dollars off our privacy.
But that's also why it's going up too, right?
Why? What's going up?
The stock is going up.
Yeah,
in
Facebook,
the company.
Google. It's all
so you can benefit
by being a shareholder.
Yeah, but you can benefit with your own like downfall. Your money goes up when you're like all your rights and everything go down.
Yeah,
you know, you're in a might be a prison made out of wads of cash.
In some ways, it may be one of the only ways of. Let me think. In some ways, it may be. I think I say this on the podcast sometimes. Like I often say, hey, be a shareholder, own some assets, because the reality of the situation is when a CEO or a board of a company is deciding what to do with cash, they're not usually giving it to the employees, to the workers. What they're usually doing is giving it to the shareholders. Right? So shit, be a shareholder so you can benefit from that. If you're just an employee, you know, they're giving you less and less money over time. The rich are getting richer, poor getting poorer. We're having bigger wealth inequality. That's a real thing. So I'm like, yeah.
Really, I don't believe in inequality.
Really? What do you believe in?
God.
Good.
Yeah.
But inequality is real. Come on, you don't mean that.
That is true. I was joking.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So yeah, I think one way to balance it is to be a shareholder so you don't completely miss out, because you can't stop, like you said, Sam, you can't stop the wave of technology as much as you want. How do you balance it? The best way to balance it is to be a shareholder. That's one way to do it, right?
Yeah. Yeah, if you can fight the devil, join him. take up a pitchfork,
Kinda. It's kind of what I'm
in
saying.
arms for evil.
What's crazy, I didn't know I was saying that,
Let's
but I think
be evil.
I didn't know I was saying that, but I think it's actually true. I think that's what I was saying, which doesn't feel right, does it, Jeff?
No, not at all.
No. So what the hell's wrong?
No,
with
but
me?
morals are dead. God is dead. Morals are dead. Hedonism. Make money. You heard it here first on Amer's podcast.
I mean, I guess one other way to balance it, right, is to become super aware and knowledgeable about how your private information is being used. I think there are ways with Google and Facebook to actually restrict your privacy. You can actually capture it in a way where you are able to delete it or take it away from Facebook. I think you can do it.
Take what? Your information?
Like all the stuff you're clicking on and reading and all that stuff. I think periodically you might be able to request it from Facebook so that they don't have it.
No, it's already there. They're not gonna. No.
Bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Once they got it, they got it.
Like, yeah, we don't have you.
Yeah, right. You look like Nixon when you said that way.
Oh yeah, when we did like this, and he went on the helicopter. I would have loved to have been there, cheering him on. Go Nixon,
go Nixon. Yeah.
I love Watergate. That's my favorite.
You're such a Republican.
Amusement park.
Such a conservative.
I don't believe in anything. What's the next question? I don't know.
That was the last question about balancing thirst of technology versus fear of privacy and monetizing it.
I'd recommend investing in a balanced beam stocks.
There you
They're
go.
going up now that there's a lot of
Walk across them, just don't fall.
Yeah, jobs are getting done now. Everyone's going into circus life. Carnies invest in Ringling Brothers.
If comedy don't work out, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go to clown college.
There you go.
And
I've actually looked at clown classes so I can try and be more of a clown. Did you ever look at that?
No, but I like the big shoes though. Clip-clopping around.
When I was 8 years old, I was Homie the Clown for Halloween. Do you remember Homie the Clown?
I'm positive that was before my time.
Well, I don't think either of you. Do you know Homie the Clown? Nope. Oh, shit. I'm 38. I forgot that. Homie the Clown was played by a man named Damon Wayans on In Living Color. Do y'all remember In Living Color?
Yeah. I've never watched it, but I know Damon Wayans.
I mean, that was great. And you know, Keenan Ivory Wayans, his brother, was the one who kind of produced it. And who else? Oh, Jim Carrey. He was one of the big stars of In Living Color.
Yeah, that's how he started in that, right?
Homie the Clown was this depressed ass clown that used to go around bopping everybody
on
the
that show.
head. Yeah,
In Living
on the
Color?
show. They would do a sketch of Homie the Clown. You know, he's the most depressed looking clown ever, and just bopping people on the head and hitting people and getting arrested for it. This dude, I loved him so much, that character, that I became Homie the Clown for Halloween. And
When you were how old?
8 maybe.
Okay, cool.
And I got in
Just
trouble. at
straight assaulting people.
Yeah, I always got kicked out of class because I kept hitting the kids with the thing I put. It was like a little.
That makes so much sense that you were that kid. That
Yeah.
you're like committed too hard.
Oh yeah, way too hard. You gotta commit. You gotta commit, right?
You do have to commit.
Commit to
No,
the
I
bit.
respect it.
Thank you. Finally, some respect from Sam Prickett.
You have all my respect.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I had a big ass sock, and I put a whole bunch of other socks in there, and I just kept bopping people on the head, and then I got sent to the principal's office. Now later that day, this is how gangster my dad is. May he rest in peace. Later that day, I went and collected a whole bunch of Halloween candy, and my dad, the Palestinian hustler, right, the next morning, took me to the grocery store that he owned, right? He thinks of the craziest ways of making money. And every Halloween thereafter, I had to sit and do this. I had to sit that day and watch my own trick-or-treat candy get sold for 10 cents a piece.
That's hilarious.
That ain't trick-or-treat for sure. It's trick.
Yeah.
But
That's funny.
The other kids got the treat.
That's the trick part of the or treat.
Yeah, the other kids got the treat.
Other kids got the treat.
I remember when one of the kids came up, he's like, how much are these Tootsie Rolls? I'm like, $1. Like, I lied to him. And my dad's like, hey, they're 10 cents. Shut up. And the kid took all of them and bought them all. Yeah,
Is that a traumatic memory for you? Every Halloween? Would you try to save some of it? Is that why you're into stocks now? Like, let me get 10% if I...
Don't you dare. Yeah, I'm trying to, like, heal the trauma just by... And I'm going to buy more treats.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure the answer to that question is yes, Sam. I'm
Yeah.
traumatized.
You go back to...
Yeah, so how I got onto trick or treat, I can't remember at all. What were we talking about?
We were talking about candy, money, stocks. What do we do? I don't know. I'm so lost. I've been lost.
Thank God you found the studio.
Yeah. No, it's been I was just kind of wandering around aimlessly for days.